Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to another Chan article. Now, owing to how much explicit content there is for this article in particular, duck, which is Chris's euphemism for dick, I have absolutely no choice but to censor everything on screen. There is simply so much on here that could immediately get someone banned. Then I'm going to have to only insist that there are some very, very choice things I'm going to show you. So discretion is advised, although I will do the censoring myself. So I've had I don't call this an honor, but the privilege just to go through this very, very quickly and just to let you guys know in advance. So with that being said, duck. When Peyronie's disease throws you a curve, ask your doctor about Xiaflex. That's just funny. Chris Chan Sonaju, 12:20 a.m. Sorry, it is limp. Chris on his duck. My duck hungers for Tom to pound. Chris, I am the true original Christian Western Chandler, no ifs, ands, or buts. Duck is a Cwcism for penis. Well, yeah, if you didn't know that, I mean... usually in the context of Chris's own penis. The genitalia of other males and those of rose chews are pickles. The neologism was originally thought to be a misspelling of dick, but Chris confirmed it in a 17th of February 2009 Mumble chat that it is an intentional euphemism. Chris's duck is known for being bent at an angle and further abused him by him with hygiene and transgender issues. I'd say the hygiene, I think, would have hampered his chances long before, HRT and the rest of it. Coincidentally, real-life ducks are known for their horrifying twisted penises. The more you know, said nobody in particular. And also, you don't need to worry about that. That's just... it's not what it looks like. I can guarantee that much. It's supposed to be like a periscope. Chris and his duck. Did I not just tell you I am 7 inches long? It is so long that I am literally able to stretch it under my taint and tuck it between my own ass cheeks. Beyond my asshole, with help, I can literally even shove the head of the ugly growth up mine. Chris displaying his love-hate relationship with his penis to Colin. Yeah, it's really, realistically, this is kind of like the point where things are going to have to kind of get a little bit blurry because let's just go over this once. Why would you tell any male whatsoever that this is how you're going to walk? No, you just don't, you don't say this at any other point, let alone to any other man, because what do you expect them to say after that? Chris's circumcised penis is bent at a horrifying 45-degree angle, though he has never clearly explained why. Some speculate that Chris has Peyronie's disease, or more likely Crawdy. It may also have been a botched Yeah, exactly. I do not even want... although this is unlikely, oh thank god, further damage could have resulted from when Chris stuck his duck in the ice for 15 minutes trying to imitate Jackass. I'm surprised it didn't just, mold or fall off. But that's... if he was in the North Pole, absolutely his penis would have fallen off. He has a history of urinary tract infections, otherwise known as UTIs, getting at least 3 over the span of 8 years. UTIs are rarely seen in men, owing to the length of the urethra, making it harder for bacteria to reach the bladder. In Chris's case, his dirty, cramped briefs, hygiene issues, and the penis tucking device he used for his transgenderism increases his chances of getting UTIs. Way to go, Chris. Something that would have been so easy to avoid, but Chris had to be the one to initiate any scheme whatsoever so that could happen to him. Chris proudly proclaims his penis is 6 inches, 15 centimeters long. He even edited the quickie at one point to remove a bit of piping that suggested otherwise. In spite of this, visual evidence suggests it is at least an inch shorter, 5 inches being closer to the average size. And Chris readily lies about the dimensions of his body. In a Let's Read of the Giant Penis comic, one reader speculates that the duck is about 3 inches long, 7.5 centimeters. This is possible considering Chris did indeed trace his duck onto a piece of paper at the request of Ivy, and more than likely he used standard computer paper, 8.5 inches by 11 inches, and the duck looks to be about 1/3 of the paper width. Yeah, and unfortunately I won't be able to show you this, but I will be able to point out the sheer ridiculousness of what he actually managed to do. Also, it shows what I can only describe as his the thing for his unclit, where it's his strap-on device without the dildo attached. Modified dildo harness Chris began using in 2014 to tuck his dick. And also, there's a crudely drawn picture here of a penis with duck sort of proportions, like webbed feet, a bill, a beak, and it going quack. Chris, it's a barbaric thing, no doubtedly, and I do not think I can show that at all. Chris at least concedes that his penis is of no more than the average size, probably a lot less, which is a source of some insecurity for him. Well, okay, look, I'll tell you what, I'll live over you guys right now. I know it's very, very difficult, especially among men, to talk of anything revolving around size, but I'll just say this. If there are people out there watching who are very insecure about the size of their own penis, just bear this in mind. Millions of people all over the world and all throughout history have managed to get pregnant one way or another. It's not about the size that matters. As long as, you've got enough gunpowder, so to speak, to blow down the walls, then you're basically going to claim victory. So make of that what you will. That's just my advice, man to man. Just when you think about it. Let me see. In an email to Evan during their feud over Simone LaRoche, he took off a peculiar tangent about penis size length. There are those dicks longer than 7 inches. Yes, I am jealous of those individuals, not just you. In Casey Call 11, Chris asked Casey for details as to the size of Liquid Chris's penis, and expressed regret that his was not nearly as large. He once attempted to enlarge it with Extends, a supplement advised to enlarge penises, but he said it did not work. Yeah, I've never done, anything called like Extends or Viagra in my time. It's just, well, the big difficulty is, finding a woman who likes me enough to maybe have sex with them. That's like the first difficulty. The second is that, do I really need it? I don't think I do, to be honest. My body is a temple. That's what it is. Toward the very end of his communications with Jackie, Chris claimed that his penis has grown larger and straightened itself out since it was last photographed for public consumption. Determining the likelihood of this occurrence will be left as an exercise for the reader. No, so let's move on. At any rate, this claim was disproven in the Tom Go images, leaked in April 2011, wherein his penis is still visibly bent and the same size it always was and always will be. Many of his nude photos show that Chris shaves most of his pubic hair. While this sometimes has the effect of making the penis seem more prominent, well, no kidding, if you trim the bush, of course the tree is going to look larger. In Chris's case, it draws attention to the abundant public pubic fat surrounding his genitalia. That's what a horrible thought. This cannot be described as an attractive effect. No, it can't. Never really can be. When he announced the alleged loss of his virginity on Facebook, Chris claimed his sex partner praised his duck for its size, saying it was the biggest she had ever seen, and put all past partners to shame, or probably just to save Chris's dignity. This sex partner was later confirmed to be a prostitute, so while it is likely that she said it, its sincerity was dubious to say the least. As of 2014, Chris now actively despises his own dick in the wake of his transgenderism. It is common for legitimate transsexuals to detest their own genitalia, which they perceive as incorrect, and in fact, he even uses a homemade device to hold it in. However, the fact that Chris loathed all penises is more indicative of issues with his sexuality than rather of his gender. In 2016, Chris began listening to subliminal frequency hypnosis to try to magically convert his dick into a vagina. In July of that year, he grew tired of waiting and made a self-inflicted taint wound to try freeing the vagina, which naturally failed and nearly caused Chris to lose his life. Also during that year, Chris began taking MTF hormones, eliminating what was left of his sex drive. So basically his dick is basically just like a bit of loose skin at this point on his body. I actually do not fap. Not for years, believe me, and certainly never nowadays, ever. Chris, January 2018. And the first thing I have to draw attention towards is this anatomical analysis of Chris's traced penis. Somehow, Chris has managed, and I would love to know how he managed to do this. Whether he traced his penis... Well, considering how bad Chris's art is anyway, it would come at no surprise that it would sort of like be bent near the front. But I genuinely am now thinking this is literally as truthful as he could have conveyed. And he only tried to straighten it out so that, he could save face. But his penis, ladies and gentlemen, is longer than his arms and twice as thick. Mind you, with that being said, the autonomy of his body drawn is a terrible thing to behold anyway, so make of that what you will. Nonetheless, Chris has been seen using his dick in a 2018 sex tape, perhaps indicating that he still enjoys masturbation in spite of his claims to the contrary. His turn to bisexuality may have had something to do with this. However, it should also be noted that he appeared to be deeply uncomfortable while filming the scene, which was later revealed to have been orchestrated by the idea guys. Yes, that is true, and also I wouldn't necessarily doubt the fact that Chris just simply had no desire whatsoever. There you are. Chris has contemplated gender reassignment surgery, which would part him of his dick forever. However, due to the financial crisis facing the Chandler household, it seems unlikely that Chris would be able to afford this. I was about to say, don't some of those surgeries go for like nearly $30,000 or something like that? References by Chris. One of the annotations from I Am the True Original Christopher Christian Weston Chandler, no ifs and buts, my duck hungers for Tom Tom to pound. In his final SingStar Challenge song, Smell Your Dick, as chosen by C-Chan Sonichu Quick, he attempts here to circumvent his own rules about not changing lyrics by saying duck instead of dick, which he was called out on. Chris occasionally forgoes substituting the word duck for dick when he is talking dirty with a gal pal, such as in one of the Casey chants, or angry in one of the White Knight emails. He referred to how trolls made fan art featuring Rose Stew with an unnatural, unrequited, disgusting dick. In an IRC chat from October 2008, Chris said concerning Jimmy Hill, "I hope he loses his duck." This is a very unusual example of Chris using duck to prefer to a penis that is not of his own. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that very uncomfortably brings us to the end of the duck section of this article. Now, I first would like to have to apologize for the fact that I had to cut the screen off for a lot of this video. But trust me, there was no real part about this video in which I honestly felt as if I could have shown anybody anything for more than longer as necessary. So, I apologize for that, and listen, the whole subject of, male genitalia and, feeling as if it's too big, feeling as if it's too small, feeling as if it's too, soft, feeling as if it looks like there's something wrong with it. Just, in my humble opinion, talk about it. Talk to somebody who might understand, things about, like, male insecurities and all that. This shit happens far more than you might think, and it's at least good to know that there is someone out there to listen to. What I would not recommend, however, is Viagra as the source to all his problems, subliminal frequency videos, and the belief that for one reason or another, whatever the case of Chris's bent penis is, you at least take the initiative and get it sorted. That's all I'm going to have to say about that. I'm not using sex toys continuously. I heard that's a big factor in causing someone's penis to, bend at horrifying and almost obtuse angles. So with all that being said and done, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll see all of you guys again in the next video. Take care, bye bye for now.